Hi Sunshines, welcome back to my channel. I'm Monica and this is Sunshine Collective. So in today's video, I wanted to share with you guys all of my makes for the last month. Probably, I don't know, October, November, midway October, up until now November. I'm filming this on November 20th, 2025. So I wanted to share everything that I made with you guys and maybe give you some inspiration for projects if you're looking for it. And yeah, I did a lot of stuff, so let's get on into it. So I'm going to start with my first and my biggest make because I don't tend to finish a lot of bigger projects. A lot of the projects I do finish are very small accessories, little easy things for me to finish because I kind of like dopamine rush of starting and finishing a project, so larger projects I tend to abandon. So first and foremost is this lovely Betty McKnit 6-day star blanket. I don't know, let me stand up and get a better look at it. Yeah, this is the Betty McKnit 6-day star blanket, and it did not take me 6 days. It took me about 3 years to make it. I bought the yarn right after I had my second son. I started the blanket and abandoned it, and I came back to it, frogged it all out, and started it again with a larger hook size because it was starting to ripple in the center. And yeah, so I restarted it. Took me about 3 weeks once I restarted it. This is a Karen Colorama Halo cake in Tin and Tan, I believe is the color name. It's extremely soft, and this is probably going to be a Christmas for somebody. So we'll see. I haven't decided if I want to part with her yet, but that's the biggest make of the last month. Next up, I have a whole ton of crochet pumpkins. I made these to list them on my Etsy and also to make a tutorial. The tutorial is available here on my channel, so I'll have that link down below. Also, I will have all the patterns that I used and the resources that I used linked below. As always, I like to make sure that if you guys have anything you see that you want to use or follow, that it's available for you. So all the information, as always, is in the description. But I made a whole bunch of these using Lion Woolly's Thick and Quick. This is in the shade Pumpkin. I made a bunch of them. They're just cute. These are kind of smushed because they were in this project bag, but cute little crochet ribbed pumpkin, cinnamon stick stem, a little twine bow. So I have a few of those. I also made some in other colors. I have this spice color and this white color, and I also did some crochet stem for those. So, well, I guess the vine's crochet, the stem is just like twisted yarn together. But yeah, I have a whole bunch. This bag is mostly full of pumpkins. So I made a lot of beanies in October and November. Back in October, I created this beanie pattern or started creating this beanie pattern. This is the solstice beanie. It's actually being tested right now. I did the solstice beanie because one, we're coming up on Yule and solstice at the end of December, and I thought this would be a good time to make it. Winter time beanies. I also like the from the one color to the next color, kind of reminds me of solstice, like halfway between light and dark. So yeah, that idea. And then also Sunshine Collective, solstice, celestial vibes. I don't know, I thought it was cute. This is the beanie. This is the first one I made. It can be reversible. I didn't weave in the ends, but it can be reversible. This is what the inside of it looks like. Usually when I wear this, I fold up the brim so that you can see the like intricate side and then the inside together. I like how the contrasts. But yeah, this will be available over on my Etsy probably the very end of this month, in the next week to 2 weeks. It's being tested right now. I have some wonderful testers working on it. Solstice beanie. Actually, this is the first prototype of my solstice beanie. And two sons, I have a 3-year-old and I have a 2-year-old. They were going as Bluey and Bingo for Halloween. So my husband and I were gonna go as Bandit and Chili. So this is the Bandit beanie. And this was the first trial of the solstice beanie. And I had some major slanting with my stitches, so it kind of gave it this diagonal to the ribbing, to the stripes, which kind of looks cool, but that was not necessarily the look I was going for. But yeah, this is supposed to be Bandit, Bluey, And then mine was going to be chili, and I just didn't put the ears on this, so it is what it is. So there's those. I made a couple ribbed beanies just with some chunky yarn, back loop only, half double crochet. Basic ribbed beanies. I have 2 of them that are in the same colorway. This is Loops and Threads, and I don't remember what the name of the color is, but I thought it was very Beetlejuice Halloween vibes, and I was obsessed with it. So I have been looking at this yarn for like the 2 years to make something for Halloween, and I just haven't done it. So I finally got it this year. It worked up wonderfully. It is so snug and warm and cozy. This is the... Moving into a couple knit things really quick. I learned how to knit just in the last, like the beginning of November. I've been wanting to learn how to knit for probably the last 2 or 3 years, and I've just been too intimidated to do it because I am the type of person that if I'm not immediately good at something, I will give up, and crochet has really taught me to not view things like that. It's taught me to kind of be patient and trust the process and just keep working until I get it, because crochet is also something I was not immediately good at. I was pregnant with my first son when I was hell-bent on making a crochet blanket for him when he was born. And I pushed through the last like whole month of my pregnancy figuring out how to make this crochet blanket. And then I saw, this was back in 2022, I saw the Crochet Daisy, Retro Daisy charity square on Etsy, and I wanted to make that. I wanted to make a blanket out of those very badly. So that was like the... wanted to for so long. I see so many knit things that I want to make. A lot of knit wares I like more than like crochet, just because I like the drape of knit a lot more. So I picked up my first set of needles. I picked up my first yarn for knitting, and I made a couple of these grandma's favorite dishcloths. I made 2 of them. These are, I knew I'm the type of person that I'm not going to just learn how to do stitches. Like, I need an actual project, an actual goal in mind to learn the stitches like in context of something. Otherwise I'm just not going to do it. So I picked this because I thought this would be a good way to practice garter stitch and increasing and decreasing. And I used some cotton yarn, and I also thought these would make good Christmas gifts or just whatever. I mean, I don't think these are necessarily good enough to give out for Christmas gifts, but they were my first project. I think they turned out pretty good. The cotton yarn was not fun to work with. I realized pretty early on that my tension issue that I have, a very tight tension with crochet, is even harder when knitting. So I have been working a lot on relaxing some of that tension. But yeah, that's my first ever knit project. My second knit project, I did the good old Sophie scarf. My plan is to tie this on my bag, honestly, or I would wear it as a headband like this. Like, it would be kind of cute. I just don't have it on. I was gonna put it on. I honestly forgot to wear it. But this was my second knit project. It turned out really well. I got to practice more garter stitch, increase, decrease, and doing I-cord edges, and difference of increases and decreases than with the dishcloths. But this is just a hand-dyed yarn from, it's honestly 3 or 4 years old. I believe I got it at Hobby Lobby. They were having a yarn sale, selling like skeins of stuff for like 50 cents a dollar, and they had hand-dyed hanks, and I got a couple of them then. I'm fairly certain, or this is one that my husband might have given me as a gift. I don't remember. All I know is I had it like a giant tangled up mess, and I recently got a yarn winder, so I wound it all back up and double stranded it because it is sock weight, and used it to make this. It's really pretty, honestly. I love variegated yarn. I love rainbow yarn. I love just color variation. It's just so satisfying to look at. This is not perfect by any means. It's got a lot of wabi-sabi.
This one's perfect.
But I like how mine's a little off-center. It's got wabi-sabi.
There were a couple times that I dropped a stitch. I didn't know how to pick it up, so then I dropped multiple stitches, so I had to figure out how to frog back a couple rows. And then when I picked my stitches back up, I think I picked up the I-cord edge out of order, so there's some spots where the I-cord is like kind of screwy, but overall very proud. I think it'll look really cute as a little bag tie. Next make are back to crochet, and they are these adorable, sorry, my son untied this, it looks like, and then retied it back up. These adorable mug warmers, or mug cozies. Mother-in-law ordered 6 of these for Christmas gifts. So I found the pattern, and I will link it down below. I don't remember what it's called. It was over on Etsy. I'll put a little picture here. But a super cute kind of puff stitch almost. So I made, there's 2 in this colorway, 2 in that colorway. Of this one, very pastel. Sorry, my hair's on it. And I have this one, which I thought was really cute. I like how the yarn's variegated, how it's kind of like, or each strand is a different color. I think it looks cool. We have this cutie blue one, and then this darker blue. Yeah, they are made to fit like a regular standard mug, but I've tried them on bigger ones and smaller ones, and they work just fine within reason. Obviously a jumbo mug, it's not going to fit, but you just put them on like that and then tie a little bow around the handle. That's what it looks like, and it helps keep your coffee warm and your hands from getting too hot. Yeah, I think they turned out really cute. They worked up pretty quick. I made all 6 of these in probably 4 hours. So, and I was also very distracted. I've been watching Animal Kingdom on Netflix. I started that a couple weeks ago, and I didn't realize it was going off of Netflix at the end of this month. So I was like, kind of get through that show. Not usually up my regular watches, but I've been liking that show. But yeah, I'm watching that, so it kind of slowed me down a little bit, but I still got through all 6 of them. These would be honestly like fantastic market prep, and to sell at markets. I feel like these would sell really well, especially if you can get a little leather tag to put on them to just elevate them a little bit more. I've been wanting to get those, but I just don't make enough like online sales in general to constitute buying custom tags. So, but I think they're so cute. Okay, we have a few more things to get through. The next thing is this little ornament that my son got into. But I made a tutorial for this recently. This is my last video I posted, and is a crochet mushroom ornament. This is originally a keychain pattern. It's the exact same thing, you just change what you put on the top. But it's a little fidget too. You can pop it like that. And then the little seed beads are also like a fidget. But I am planning to put these on my Christmas tree this year. I'm going to probably make a couple more of them. I just used cotton yarn. I usually use just Red Heart Super Saver for this kind of stuff, but I had some leftover cotton yarn that I wanted to use up, and I honestly love the texture and like how it looks. And this is one of the first times I've used like actual beads instead of yarn to do the little spots, and it turned out so nice. I love it. And that was just a quick little and I wanted to share a tutorial because I do have a pattern for that on my Etsy as well, a PDF pattern. It's $2, I think. Again, I'll have that link down below. And moving back into another ribbed beanie. This is one for my son. My 2-year-old picked this yarn out at Michael's. It's also loops and threads. It's that same like thicker yarn. I don't remember the color name of this either. If I remember, I will put it on the screen. But it is just a cute like primary. He loves rainbow primary colors, and he saw this yarn and was obsessed with it, and he has been really obsessed with like winter like hats, scarves, and gloves and stuff. He's been learning about that, so he has been wanting a hat. So whipped this up. This took me maybe an hour. Honestly, I was making it while I was editing my last YouTube video. Super easy to work up. And finally, before I get into, I did want to share what I'm working on currently, but before I get into that, I wanted to share my most recent finished project. I finished one of these last year. The other one I just finished up, but these are pumpkin pie pillows. These are from, I think, Eat, Pray, Crochet or something on Instagram, but they are pillows that are in the shape of pumpkin pies, and they are so cute. I made one last year. I didn't get around to finishing the other one, but I wanted to have 2 for my couch, so I finally finished this one this year. I had everything done except for joining and then doing the little scallops. And unfortunately, the yarn I used from this was all from Joann's, so Michael's did not have the correct yarn to use for the scallops, so I had to find the closest thing, which was this chenille yarn, but it was a very lightweight chenille yarn. So I had to double it up, and it's slightly different color, but I think it looks intentional, so I think it looks cute. You can't really tell from far away. Overall, really cute. Moving into now my last thing I wanted to share with you guys, which is my current whip work in progress, and it is a crochet wreath for Christmas. So I've been kind of doing some trial and error with some wreaths, different wreath sizes, different yarn weights, what I want to do. So I started out making a granny square to wrap around the wreath. I didn't end up liking how it looked, but I wanted to share this granny square because I think it looks so cute and it reminds me of a Christmas wreath, and I want to do something with it yet. But I don't know what to do with it, so I thought I would share it here and ask you guys what you think and if you have any suggestions for what I could do with these granny squares. These are just like a sunburst granny square, but I think it reminds me of a wreath. I was going for a poinsettia vibe, but I think it looks like a wreath. It's really cute. Actual wreath, I ended up going with just a classic granny stitch around, and I'm about halfway done, and then I'm planning on adding some extra stuff to it. But this is what I have so far, and I think it looks gorgeous. I think it looks really cute, actually. I'm so excited to see what it looks like once I get all the ribbons and stuff on it. If you're interested in a tutorial for this or a pattern, kind of easy to do a written pattern of, but I'm more than willing to do a tutorial because it's super easy. It's a little time consuming, but very easy to do. If you're interested in a tutorial for this, let me know in the comments. But that is it for my October and November finished projects. I just wanted to share everything I made with you guys because I have really started to get back into the groove of crocheting. I talked about it very much on this channel, or on my channel. I talked about it a little bit on Instagram and on TikTok, but I have a condition called gastroparesis, which kind of took a lot of my life and kind of things on hold for me for a very long time, and I lost the physical, mental ability to be able to be on social media, to be able to be crocheting. I was very much in survival mode for a long time, and luckily it's been in remission for a couple months now, so I've been kind of get back into the swing of things, and I'm just like very happy to see that I'm creating again, and I wanted to share the things that I've created with you guys. And that's a big part of why I wanted to start this channel, was to share everything I'm making, to share the things that I see that other people are making, and to just kind of this community. The community is honestly like some of the nicest, most welcoming people online I've met, and that's saying a lot. A lot of corners of the internet are not very nice. But I want to say just crochet, just the fiber arts community in general. Like, I've just started to dip my toes in the knitting community a little bit, and they used to intimidate me, but honestly everyone has been so kind and nice as I've been like learning, asking questions, and on Reddit and wherever else. But that's enough yapping. That is all of my finished projects for October and November. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and leave me a comment about what project you liked that I shared with you, and if you plan on making any of them, and what your upcoming project plans are. I love to hear what you guys are planning on making. Make sure you subscribe and turn the bell notification on so you're notified when I post next. Currently, I am posting on Mondays. That's the current plan. Ultimately, I would like to start posting on Fridays, but right now I'm posting on Mondays. So interested in more crochet and knit and fiber arts content, make sure to like and subscribe, and yeah, check in the description for all the patterns, product links, links to my other social media. I'm very active over on Instagram and TikTok. I also have a Ribbler and a Ravelry, and I have patterns available on Etsy. And as always, all of those links will be down below in the description. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!